This episode of Being Forward, we speak to Karen Bollinger, Managing Director of PCMA APAC, to understand why Asia's perspectives matter.
Why is it essential for the APAC region to have its own voice?
Well, I think we're a mature region. You talk about the Silk Road moving towards this way. That actually won't change because of COVID. The pace of it may change, but it still won't change. And so as a result of that, when you're living in one of the world's biggest populations, and yes, we are diverse, then we actually have to have a voice at the table. We actually have to be represented on the global stage. And, the thing in our region is we've got countries at various stages of maturity. So you've got very well-established countries, and you've got those that are actually emerging and actually discovering their own, business events journey, and whether that's through infrastructure, whether it's through skills development. So it's important that we actually understand that. And what we've done in the survey this time, that's different than the bigger US one, is actually given those regions within our own APAC an opportunity to get some idea and understanding of where they're actually at. So whether they're coming back sooner, whether they've got propensity for people to actually be spending on business events in their community, and then also from a supplier perspective, understanding what their pain points are. So I think it's, 7% does not represent the world. We know, in fact, our region has the biggest population in the world. So, it's not reflective of what we're actually doing. So it's important that we actually make sure we get on board and get a voice out there, because as we come back, we want people to know that we're ready and open for business. And whether that's within Asia Pac or outside of it, we just need people to know that we're ready, willing and able.
Quality data is very important to Asia Pacific. So how will the dashboard help us?
What it's doing is informing them to start thinking about, from a planner perspective, some of the big things that are coming out of there about the financials. How do they actually move their event, not necessarily just to virtual, but the big consensus is coming through is hybrid. So if you build hybrid today, what does that actually mean in the next 12 months? Because in reality, that's what we're talking about, 12 to 18 months. We're not, and one of the shifts in the survey has come out from a lot of people thinking we were just going to go 100% virtual. Now, some have because they've had no choice. But as we start to open up and we start to get lower numbers, people want to understand, okay, what's the difference between mixing the hybrid and what impact will that actually have on my event, whether that's sponsors, whether that's attendance, whether that's the physical participant experience. So they'll start to understand what it is they're actually thinking about and the pressures that are on there. And that's the stuff that we're asking in the survey. But conversely, from a supplier, they need to be thinking about their venue, how they're actually setting themselves up ready for this new wave of hybrid. And it's not just about having a great AV department. It's about production. It's about studios. It's a different conversation. So I think that's the intel that will come out to hopefully inform both sides on what they actually need to be thinking about as they go forward. So that's, the learnings that they will get out of the survey.
How has PCMA supported its community, and why should we join an industry association like PCMA? Here's what Karen has to say.
A really great question. Well, one of the things that PCMA did very first cab off the rank was not only go out with a survey, but actually offer a lot of their content free. One of the things that, I've been on the other side of PCMA, now I'm in the PCA camp. The content is phenomenal. It's absolutely rich with content. I think a lot of it's just finding your way through that labyrinth of content. So it's actually about engaging with that. So it's not just about webinars. What's happening that people are really engaged about are what they call these community conversations. So it's people like us getting into groups via Zoom to talk about our challenges. And whether that's sometimes just not only your business challenges, but, how are you working in this kind of environment? Your wellness, your health, all of that. So I think that they've actually come to the table with a huge amount of free resources. But they've also got some really great resources that are in fact paid for and only available to members. So things like the Digital Event Strategist program, which is it's gone absolutely off. Like, people have bought it like it's going out of fashion, because it's almost like the baseline entry level of understanding how to convert your event into a hybrid event or into virtual. So that's sold like hotcakes, and in particular into this region. So a lot of destinations are in fact buying it for their supply network, but a lot of businesses are also buying it for their planners. So they're actually getting themselves ready. It's all about upskilling. And so that's what associations do, particularly something like PCMA. It's professional development, it's upskilling, it's giving them information, it's providing them a community and network to build their own safe environment, if you like, and to allow free exchange of the challenges that they're actually facing. And I think, let's face it, the community across the globe is broad, and we've all got their own localised challenges, but we've also got things that we can learn from other business event communities that are going on. So I think associations are really important to belong to the network, if you like, or the tribe or the club, whatever it is you like to call it. But I'd actually say, this is the way I say, the best thing is, being part of an association does not guarantee you your professional development. As I say, equate it to a gym membership. You don't join a gym and just get healthy. You actually have to show up. You have to change your diet and your routine and get yourself well. So I always say that from a membership perspective, be engaged, don't sit on the sideline, and actually participate, so that you're actually getting yourself stronger, fitter, ready for the next wave of whatever it might be, whether it's another COVID situation or just job opportunities. What does that actually look like?
After what we've been through the past few months, justifying our existence with facts and figures, it is so important for the Asia-Pacific region to have our own voice. Click on the link below to participate in the PCMA COVID dashboard today.